all
You
around.
go,
I said all around.
You go outside.
Anthony Davis can make every shot Tim Duncan can make inside the arc, but Anthony Davis can also step out and hit the three better.
That's
than
true.
Tim
That's true. Okay, so he got now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast. The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. But we not stopping there today, man. We going all the way out the country to Coastival for the former South Suburban Blue Player of the Year. 4 seasons, overseas and counting. And he's currently playing in Kosovo for KB Peja. That's how you say it, right? KB Peja? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we here, man, with Taylor Adway joining us on the best sports podcast there is. What's going on with you today, man?
What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm doing all right. Glad to have you here, man. So, hey, I'm ready to get to it, cause man, you had me a little razzle dazzle when we was talking earlier, man. I don't know. I don't know. So the thing you brought up here, and I'll just say it to fill everybody in. So the thing you brought up here was that I'll let you say it. Actually, I'll let you say it, because I can't.
We talking about Tim and AD.
Yes, sir. You already know it.
Yeah, man. So this is my
Let's
thing.
hear it.
I understand that Tim Duncan is the greater talent. He's the greater player of the two. But when I say Anthony Davis is better than Tim Duncan, I am speaking about skill set. Okay? Anthony Davis. Okay, let's go. We just go back and forth real quick.
Let's hear it.
You just tell me who's better at what. Okay, who's a better finisher in the post, in your opinion?
Tim Duncan. Easy.
Tim Duncan.
Easy.
Yeah, that's number 2. Tim Duncan. Okay. Who's a better athlete? Anthony Davis.
I don't want to give it to you. I don't know, man. Just because he can dribble a little bit, it don't mean he's
No, I'm saying athlete, jumping, quickness,
bro.
just
Timmy,
pure athleticism.
When he was younger, though, Timmy could get up.
Bro, he was never AD, though.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he wasn't AD, but he could run. He still had the footwork to keep up.
This is the thing.
This
is the thing. Tim, when the era Tim Duncan played in, Tim Duncan didn't play in the era for the athletic bigs. So, yes, Tim Duncan looked athletic around his counterparts, but now Anthony Davis plays in a league full of athletic bigs. And if you go through the league, Anthony Davis is definitely top 3 athlete as far as somebody 6'10" and above. He's top 3. You got him, Giannis. He's in the same conversation with Giannis when we talk about athleticism. And we know Tim Duncan is not close to Giannis in athleticism. Okay, who's a better shooter? Who's a better all-around shooter?
Well, inside the arc, Tim Duncan.
I said all around. I said all around.
You go outside.
Anthony Davis can make every shot Tim Duncan can make inside the arc, but Anthony Davis can also step out and hit the three better.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so he got I give you at max 3 things. At max, it's 3 things, because the athleticism. I guess I give you that. That's a great point, though. You brought that up. I give you the athleticism, stepping out a little bit further, being able to shoot, and the ball handle, obviously.
And as a defender, around the rim, I can say they watch each other out. But on the perimeter, Tim Duncan didn't move his feet better than Anthony Davis. On the perimeter, switching off on
That's
the
true. Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that. So look,
inside the paint, I will say Tim Duncan he may be a little bit better as far as protecting the rim than Anthony Davis, but it's not a far off gap. But as far as stepping on the perimeter and switching on to somebody that can handle the ball, Anthony Davis is a much better perimeter defender, and that's my only argument.
I can give you that. Look, I can give you that. But here's why I say I can't give you the AD over Timmy D. And you kind of already said it, that Timmy D is the better player, but AD just has more skill. And I'll give you that only because of basic evolution in the game of basketball. That's just how it goes. Like it's the same thing when people compare Mike and Jordan. It's like, or Mike and Jordan, Mike and LeBron. When people compare Mike and LeBron, it's like, okay, well, obviously everything LeBron he does a little more than what Jordan was asked to do. But because the game is going to continue to evolve, what Jordan did at his time is a little less than what people are doing now, because they have more basketball, they have more experience with basketball, they have more to see. That's why people be clowning, being like, oh, with DeRozan, like he would have been Michael Jordan back then, or they be like people be saying that stuff like that. But I mean, I give you that. But 5v5, are you taking Timmy D or Anthony Davis?
I'm taking Tim, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I understand Tim's a great. I understand completely. Tim's a greater player. I understand that completely. He's a greater player. I'm simply saying, as far as skill, I believe Anthony Davis is a mesh of a Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. And I don't want to say Dirk because he's not that level of a shooter, but he's a mixture of he's a mixture of those three like bits and pieces as far as everything he can do as far as being talented. But
I can give you that.
Yeah, Tim is probably Kevin Garnett is my all-time favorite power forward, but Tim is probably he's definitely the most. He's definitely achieved the most. He probably will go down as the greatest.
I really got Timmy D, or I really got KG over Tim Duncan in my personal favorite of like all time guys. I personally have Timmy D over, or KG over Timmy D, but also again too, that position was played slightly different. That position was played different now than what it is now, if that makes sense. And I think you mentioned that too, because now we at a point where it's positionless basketball now, but then it was pretty much like, you play this specific position, you stepping out to shoot a three. If you don't make it, you know where you're going. If you don't make it back then, like that was the kind of thing if you were 4 and 5 and you shooting threes. So I don't know. I'll give you it though. I'll give you that. So skill, AD in terms of skill, but obviously Tim for the greater player. I can give you that. I can live with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
I can live with that. All right. But look, man, you ain't off the hook yet. You got to punch a ticket before we can continue on with the show, man. So the ticket is going to allow you to be able to keep going and allow this episode to continue on. So you got to give me your dream starting five, including yourself.
Dream starting five.
Yep, let's hear it.
Okay. I got Bron at the point. I got Bron at the point.
This one tough right here. There's a couple different options you can go.
I got Bron at the point. I'm gonna do all current players too. Bron at the point, Steph at the 2, KD at the 3, me at the 4, Giannis at the 5.
Oh damn! Oh, hold on, one more time. Give it to us one more time. I
got Bron at the point.
At the 1.
I'm gonna play Steph at the 2.
Steph playing the 2.
I'm gonna throw KD at the 3. I'm gonna put me at the 4, and I got Giannis at the 5.
Giannis at the 5. Damn, so you trying to run people off the court, huh?
I'm running off the court, we switching everything. We flying around.
I see you. Okay. I like it though. I give you that. That's valid.
And everybody unselfish. We all gonna mesh together. We gonna be straight, man.
Yeah.
And then you got to think, you clear that lane out for Giannis.
It's a wrap.
Who you gonna help off of? Because I'm sitting in the corner. I'm knocking it down.
1 through 5 can push.
I got Steph and KD on the wing. I put Bron in the other corner. Bron wherever. Giannis coming downhill. You can't guard it. The moment you help off, somebody hitting 3. So
it's a wrap. Yeah, especially with Giannis starting to shoot now. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hold that line up right there. I'm gonna take that line up, and I'm gonna see who can put together a 5 that can beat that line up. Okay. Out of the listeners and out of myself, honestly, just for the hell of it, bro. Truthfully, but I think that's gonna be dope. But that's a valid ticket. I give you that valid ticket. I like it. All right, so let's jump into it, man. So recently, man, the Cavs, they traded for Donovan Mitchell, and they got Donovan Mitchell, but they also had to give up. They gave up Sexton, they gave up Lauri Markkanen, and they gave up 3 first-round draft picks and 2 swaps. So who won this trade off the back? Now, I personally been saying this is a solid trade. It's kind of even for both parties, but obviously they want to get Donovan Mitchell to re-sign. I think it's a little bit overhyped. I don't think the Cavs are going to be that dominant force in the East off of this one trade. They obviously better getting Donovan Mitchell, but they still have a long way to go in terms of being that dominant threat in the East. And about time they get there to be that legit threat, it's going to be time for Donovan Mitchell to decide if he want to leave or if he want to re-sign. So what's your thoughts on this entire trade?
I like the trade for Cleveland. I feel like it puts them in I feel like they was going to be in a valid fighting position to make the playoffs without the play-in this year. I mean, it was going to come. I mean, it always comes down to injury. I just feel like Darius Garland is making a big jump, and I feel like Evan Mobley is continuing to grow. I feel like somebody like Donovan Mitchell, who's already coming to his own, is going to give all of them that veteran leadership, that playoff experience. It takes pressure off Darius Garland, and it makes Jared Allen's job easier. It makes Evan Mobley's job easier.
They got
so I definitely like what the Cavs did. Now, we was actually talking about this yesterday. Me and my other American teammates, we was talking about, could Cleveland have a chance at being a top 6 seed in the East? And after we broke it down,
hell no,
it's gonna be really tough. Like they can't have no injuries. They gotta have a perfect season. But I definitely believe the East is gonna be better now in terms of Utah. I think Utah is of course they're in a complete rebuild. They got Colin Sexton, which is probably the biggest name, but
they got
Colin
15 first-round picks. They got 15 first-round picks in the next 7 drafts.
Exactly, and that's great. Which is, now that's trade capital but I don't see no superstar wanting to come to Utah. But as a possible trade capital, like you said, 15 picks.
You can build a team.
The way their team set up, at them 15, 10 of them gonna probably be in the lottery.
Bro, they have enough room. I'm saying, so they may even get more, like a higher pick. So my thing is too, they got the 15 picks. You have enough room in the next 7 drafts. You have enough room to fuck up 4 times straight and still be all right and think wishfully, all right, we got next year. We got you have so much leverage in terms of building this team. If Danny Ainge can't put together a solid team in this next decade to be good, damn, that's a long time. But for the next, for after that, it's a problem. It's a problem. But you have so much leverage with that team. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I don't think the Cavs are really gonna be top 6 seed though. That's very unlikely in my eyes.
Yeah, I feel like the East is so tough because Boston got better. Miami's just gonna always be there.
Yep,
if Chicago's healthy, they're gonna be in the same. I feel like
Milwaukee,
Chicago, Cleveland, and the Hawks. I feel like they're gonna all be in the same boat where they're really good teams, but they're not that next level of teams that are already in the East. So.
Right.
Because Milwaukee gonna still be there.
Yep.
Philly gonna be there. Regardless of all this stuff going on with Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn's gonna be there.
They gonna be there. Absolutely.
So it's gonna everything gotta happen perfect for Cleveland, Atlanta, and Chicago, and they're gonna need some luck from these other teams. And as far as Utah, I feel like they need. It's either the front office and the coach, and I feel like that's what their problem is because they've been proven they could be great in the regular season. But they just haven't been able to get over that hump for some reason.
Yeah, they're in rebuild mode right now. It's officially rebuild mode for Utah right now. So they about to be on the back burner for a minute in the Western Conference. And the West is stacked too, so it's going to be definitely tough. But we're going to touch on some more, man. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to jump into some more topics. But anyway, just stay tuned, and we will be right back. tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast. The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast. The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm still here kicking it with my guest, Taylor Adway. 4 seasons overseas and counting, currently playing in Kosovo. But anyway, man, he's here. He's kind of got me a little bit on the Tim Duncan argument earlier in AD, so I guess I give him a pass. So he know what he's talking about. He know what he's talking about here. But we got some more of the topics to jump into, man. Look, now we done talked about Anthony Davis. We talked about the Cavs. I know you like the Bulls, and I know you like the Lakers, or you like Anthony Davis. I put it that way. Not necessarily the Lakers, but with the Bulls.
I'm a Lakers fan, AD.
I ain't no Lakers fan either, man. I'm at a crossing ground with the Lakers. It's so weird because I loved Kobe, but the Lakers is just weird. It's just so weird. But anyway, speaking of the Lakers, man, now it's been a lot of drama with the Russell Westbrook. So I have to hear because personally, I absolutely see no way that this will work with Russell Westbrook. It's literally no way in hell you can play with a player who's not trying to elevate his team. When you play with guys who are well talent and who have great talent, you got to be able to understand the talent of your teammates, and you can't just be kind of keeping that, oh, I'm the best attitude, fuck it, they gonna have to adjust type of play style when you got LeBron, you got all these other animals on your team. And to me, Westbrook is not gonna let that go, and I have never seen him let that go since OKC, Houston, Washington, and now in LA. So I don't see it working out at all, but let's hear your thoughts on that. Let's hear it.
Yeah, now I'm not gonna lie. I do not like the combination of LeBron, Russ, and AD. At least not this LeBron. I don't feel like this is if this would have been like Miami Bron, because he can do more, he can carry the team more. I feel like that Bron would have been able to make it work a little better. Yep. But I do feel that the Lakers are going to they're definitely going to make the play. They're going to be a top 8 seed. I definitely feel like they're going to be a top 8 seed. And
possibly.
And again, this is a public service announcement. This is all pending on health.
Health is always a fact.
If AD get hurt, Brian get hurt, don't be snipping this podcast, posting it, talking about what happened to them. No, this is
right.
If they're healthy, Lakers are going to be a top 8 seed for sure. But I feel like they're going to figure it out this year. I feel like I just feel like they're going to figure it out this year. I feel like Bron, yes, he's older, but it's just something about when Bron missed the playoffs, that next year, Bron always comes back better.
Now, is that a fact or is that just something? I don't know, man, because, Bron, he was...
How many times have Bron missed the playoffs in his career?
What, like 3 times? The last year he missed it. Last year he missed it. He activated playoff mode and missed it.
And then right before they won the championship, Lakers, that was Bron's first year, they didn't make it.
So that was 3.
And exactly, but what I'm saying is he missed it, came back, won a championship. And then
that's the bubble, though, man. That's the bubble.
And it's the bubble. But when you bring Bron's name up, when we bring Bron's name up, we gonna say he got 4 rings.
So we gonna count it. I mean, yeah, he got 4 because he did win. So like whatever, he won. But we can't be sitting here counting the bubble season as an intensive season. Like, come on, like. Bro. I heard them overseas crowds is crazy. So you know how much a crowd can impact the game. Like all people know.
It's 2 sides to that because yes, a crowd impacts the game, but no crowd is tough to play with too because you got to think they're in that bubble for all these days. Now, granted, it wasn't how some of the bubbles that people outside the NBA dealt with. There was a very, very nice bubble, but you're seeing the same people every day and no fans. You don't have that energy to feed off of. So now you got to think you in this isolated place for all this time. You get eating the same food. You can't go outside. You can't see different people. Yeah. It's hard to get families in there. No fans to give you that energy. It's hard to, even for the professionals.
It's basketball,
hard to find that energy. You see what I'm saying?
It was a
It's
basketball
hard to find
camp.
that energy.
It was a pickup game of basketball camp at NBA camp professionals. That's all that was. That was a professional basketball camp for them players to scrimmage all damn day. That's all it was. I swear.
I definitely don't think it was as hard as a championship as LeBron would try to make it sound. But
Man,
again,
facts.
I wasn't there. But I will say, I do understand the effect that a crowd plays on the game. A crowd gives, even when they're booing you, a crowd gives you energy.
Yeah,
A
facts.
crowd can,
It
when
can
they
hype
booing
you
or
up.
cheering, they give you in. So nobody there, no noise. You only hear your shoes squeaking and your voices and the coaches.
Yeah.
That's gonna play that factors in as well. But I don't think that I don't count that bubble ring. I don't count it for nobody because players were playing out of their mind in that bubble. And came back that next season and completely disappeared.
I'm saying, was my man's from Indiana? Was it TJ Warren? Was it TJ Warren?
TJ Warren.
Yeah,
TJ
looking
Warren.
like
But
prime
TJ
Mike.
Warren got hurt. TJ Warren got hurt. And he missed that next year. But you do got
was-
people like Donovan Mitchell. You do got people like Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
You do got
that's true.
people that was in that bubble going crazy
Mm-hmm. That's
and
facts.
came out that next season and laid an egg.
That's so true.
But if we get back to the Lakers, all I'm saying is Bron is gonna come back healthier. I believe. I'm not predicting championship. They're probably gonna be a
Hell
first round
no.
elimination depending on where they fall at. But I definitely think the Lakers are gonna make the playoffs this year. And I definitely think the Lakers are gonna be a much better team this year than they were last year. I think
Bro,
Russ, I think
ain't
they're gonna
happening.
figure it out, but I just don't
It
think
ain't happening.
their team is built good enough to compete for a championship, even
Bro,
with LeBron.
you can't-
Unless AD is a top 3 player in the league. If Anthony
AD
Davis is a top 3 player
The
in the
only
league,
way.
the Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals.
That's the only way. I can give you that. If Anthony Davis come out playing like he wants to win an MVP, then we may see something from the Lakers. But bro, you can't win with Russell Westbrook. And let me ask you this. So he played in OKC, got Paul George, nothing. The offense ain't look really good or nothing. Same thing for the rest of the teams he played with ever since then. As a player, and this is a question, as a player from you, if you're playing with a point guard that's gonna try and make sure he get his before he give anybody else theirs, I know that shit is annoying. I know it's annoying.
But for me, the kind of player that I am, like I model my game after like Anthony Davis or Kevin Garnett, these kind of 4 men who were a part of the offense. So playing with a point guard like that, he's not really trying to let you go to work because he's trying to do everything.
Yes,
If I'm a Steven Adams, I love Russell Westbrook
that's true.
because
Okay,
Steven Adams don't need the ball.
that's
Steven
true.
Adams don't care about
Scoring,
stats.
none of that
His
stuff.
contracts aren't based on stats. He doesn't need any of that. He don't care about none of that. So if I'm Steven Adams, I love Russell. But if I'm Anthony Davis,
You like, bro, you gotta let me work.
yeah,
You gotta let me work.
what?
And that's
And
just
this
it.
And this is my thing. I believe that they're going to figure it out to where they find a role that is conducive to Russell.
I don't know.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be.
He
it's
don't
gonna
know.
damn near be
He
impossible.
don't know a
It's
role,
gonna damn
bro.
near be impossible.
I just because I kid you not, I've been thinking about this literally the entire summer, trying to like make segments and stuff. And I recorded my last episode. I was talking about this, but I just find it very difficult to believe that from the time he's been in OKC and all the other different coaches he's played with, I find it very difficult that not one of them has told him, Russ, you have to play a particular role. Like, we need you to play just this one specific role in order for the team to be good. And I just know Darvin Ham is going to tell him a similar thing. Like, we all have roles and you have to stick to your role. But it's just the fact that is he going to be the one to actually finally get to Russell Westbrook to understand the importance of playing a role? Like, literally, the reason the Warriors look so good is because everybody has a distinct role and they all play their role. When Milwaukee won that championship, everybody got a role. Like, it's common for a basketball team, and I mean damn near any sports team, for everybody to play their role in order for the team to win. So when you got a guy who's like, to hell with the roll. I'm trying to ball and just don't have no flip in the switch. Like I don't see it happening. But I mean, I get it though. I get it. I mean, it's wishful thinking. I would love to see him, decide and fall into a role, but I don't know, man. I don't see that happening with Russ.
The thing with Russ though, where he's different than those other teams, Russ has always, if you talking about Milwaukee, once Russ came into his own, Russ was the Giannis. When you talk about Golden State, Russ
was a solo player. He's a solo player. You're
taking somebody who's been in a superstar role, and now you're putting him as the number 3 guy.
I mean, somebody got to take the back seat role though when the talent is high.
And that's I agree with that, but I feel like it's gonna take a strong-minded coach that's willing to go blow for blow with Russ, bump heads with Russ, but it's also gonna take Russ time to understand that adjustment, because you got to think basketball is muscle memory. Fact. Basketball is muscle memory. So Russ has been playing a certain way his entire life.
That is true.
So even if in his mind he wants to play this different role, when he gets out on that court, he's not thinking. Right. Russ is just going back to what he naturally does.
Just reacting.
And I feel like his biggest problem this year was Russ was trying to think and play that role, and that's why you seen some of the shots he shot. That's why you seen some of the things he did, because basketball is not a game where you can think. Basketball is a game where you have to react.
Yep. And
once they made Russell Westbrook think, then it became a problem where it's like now Russell trying to
with his
overthink. Exactly. Yep. He's not feeling the game no more, because not necessarily. I don't think he's looking over his shoulder because he make too much money. He know he's gonna be out there, but he not just playing to play. That's why I feel like now this year he having another year with these players. He got a more strong-minded coach. I feel like this year they're gonna sketch out a plan. Darvin Ham had already been in an interview saying, "I'm gonna give him a role." He's already been made that clear. He wants Russ to be Russ, but within the role he gives him. But I think now this year, another year under this Lakers system in the position he's gonna be in, I feel like that's why I feel like the Lakers are gonna be better, because Russ is gonna be more muscle memory to do this new thing now versus naturally going back to what he's always been doing.
Right. No, that's facts, man. I haven't heard it broken down that way. I haven't even thought of it that way, actually. So that gives me a new perspective on it. I like that one. I like that. I give you that. And I think that's probably exactly what it is, too. Just of him probably trying to combat what he's used to, but also, too, thinking too much when you out there. And then you and you know it don't help when your own fans is booing you, when you got
the Westbrook and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah,
it's just a lot. Then you bring his family into it. It's just a lot of stuff he's dealing with.
That is
and you
true.
can tell in his game, because you look at some of the shots he's shooting at his brand. If you look at him when he was
shooting
in OKC,
the same shots his whole
that bank shot. That bank shot is nothing. Now he's shooting it at the top of the backboard.
Yeah,
it's just
that's true.
That's what I'm saying. It's more to it. It's deeper. And that's when I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, Russ was just a dog 2 years ago.
Yeah, MVP.
He ain't dealt with and ain't been no injuries. He dealt with his injuries, came back, was still a dog. But since it ain't been no injuries and none of that, that's why I feel like Russ is trying to make up for. He's trying to compensate for what people want, but his natural instinct is to do what he's always done, and that's where that's why I feel like the collision is coming in, and that's why I feel like he's having some problems.
That's facts. I 100% agree, actually, man, because I haven't thought of it that way, but that does make perfect sense. And I can relate to that. I know how it can be when you're trying to already break a habit that's been there. And like you said, muscle memory. When you're trying to break that muscle memory of what you've been doing literally your entire career. So I get that. And then, too, the shots that he was shooting with the Lakers, it was never some of them. But most of them was never really bad shots. Like, it was mostly like
Russell Westbrook shot.
Yeah, the stop, pull up in the midi, that's his shot. Bank shots, that's the type of shots he would always knock down on these other teams, OKC, Houston, Washington. Like, those are shots he would make. It's just that part of, like you said, I think he just thinking about it too much. And then from there, you kind of just get restricted. You start fucking up. You start fucking up because you're not reacting. So I don't know. That's dope though. But look, man, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to switch gears, man. I got some personal questions to ask you about your experience in the game. So we're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back. Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast. The best sports podcast there is.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm still here with my special guest from overseas, Taylor Adway, 4 seasons overseas and counting, currently playing in Kosovo. So what's up, man? Look, I done heard some crazy pregame rituals that people do. From multiple sports that I played when I was in high school and stuff like that, man. It was people, they smoke weed. They drink, which I never understood. But what's the craziest pregame ritual that you've witnessed or that you've participated in?
Well, my pregame ritual pretty simple. The biggest thing I do that's most consistent is I pray before games. Mm-hmm. I don't do nothing. It's not a certain thing I eat. It's not a certain amount of time I sleep. Anything like that. As far as people I play with, I really don't pay attention because, like, while I'm in the game, I really just be focusing on getting my shots up and getting a good sweat so I can try to get. I like to get my second win before the game starts, so I don't. When I get out there, I'm not, that first win, you might get tired quick. I try to get that one out the way. So I really don't pay attention, but I know people that, the smoking thing kind of was a shock to me, some years ago, but, smoking has just become so normal that it doesn't surprise me anymore when I hear people say, oh, I played last game. Last game I played, I was hot.
I never understood it. I never understood.
I know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know some people that play better high. Like I know
me too.
When they're not high, they don't play as good. So.
Me too. I done had to ask somebody like, "Hey, what kind of game you bringing today, bro?
Yeah.
Did you do your thing?
You need a quick break.
Before I pick you up on my team, we finna run all day. Like, what was you on before?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But the drinking. I don't know nobody that like intentionally drinks. I know people that. Now, I know people that have, practiced or played, after in college, we would go out and coach would know, like, if it was like Halloween, like my coaching at Toledo, on certain holidays, we would have like some light in the morning, but then we have our real practice at night at like 12 o'clock. 11 o'clock because he didn't want us going out on these like Halloween days. Or something. Yeah, he didn't want us going out on them days. Right. But you go out on a Friday night, got practice Saturday morning, or you go out on maybe it's really Thursday night in college practice.
Yeah,
practice on a Friday morning. Look, you feel me, be a little hungover, and you may practice better because you so focused on locking in to not look like you hungover. That you have a good practice. But
that makes sense.
As far as like a ritual for a game, I really don't know nothing crazy. Like I said, I really just be like tunnel vision almost, especially since I got to the pro
good
level,
though.
Because every year, everything is about just trying to elevate to that next level. And you never know, which game a coach is going to watch or, who's going to be in the audience. So I just try to zone in for real. So I don't really pay attention to like other rituals.
No, that's solid. That's good. I don't know. I feel like also too with basketball, it's less. Well, I ain't gonna say less common, but with football, it's more people. So that's probably why certain stuff seem more like when I did play it. It was guys. I ain't throwing no names out there. I ain't throwing nothing, but they was great players, bro. Like like star players on the team that was like lighting up before games, taking shots. It was like, dog, like y'all crazy, man. And so, but I don't know. They were always they still play good, but they was good without that stuff too. But it was just like, I mean,
they was different.
Yeah, they're just different. So I'd be like, I don't know. And then even too, more like as time went on and like professional level, I know Randy Moss, he mentioned him and his boys used to smoke like a pound of weed before games when he was in high school. Marshawn Lynch said, yeah, I'm like, that's crazy. Marshawn Lynch, he said he used to take a shot of hen dog before every game in the pros. I'm like, and this is crazy. I'm like, liquor, man. Like, I can't imagine you running and like all that with the like, man, that's just crazy. But I don't know. But anyway, man, what did you ever have a moment where it was like a welcome to the pros moment where it's like, oh man, like damn, I gotta get better. Like they giving it to me right now.
I can't think of a moment in an actual game, but you know, when I go home, I play in when I go home, I play in Pro-Am. So Chicago has a lot of professional athletes.
Yeah.
And so like my first year out of college, 2019 is when I graduated. Mm-hmm. So that summer I'm getting ready for my rookie year. And so now, you know, I've played in I come back and play in Pro-Ams and pro runs, you know, every summer I come home in college. But now this is the first summer where I'm home the entire summer because in college you got to go back to camp, summer school, training.
Right.
Excuse me. You got to go back for all that. But now I'm home until I get ready to leave. So I'm home every day working out. So I'm just playing with pros constantly. So, you know, and this before I even actually have to guard Jabari Parker, I'm watching him. Yeah. You know, he's playing before I get on the court. But then, so I'm seeing just how easy he makes the game look.
Man.
And I'm looking at him and I'm
he's like that.
That's a pro. It's not even that I'm saying he's like that. It's just I could see the difference between because he's going against other NBA players and overseas players. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, oh, I can see why he was number 2 pick. I see why he went to Duke. I see like you can see the difference.
He was at the Dreamville run recently. He still be in the programs and stuff. He do a lot.
Dreamville. It's a new pro-am coming up out of Chicago.
Denard Bros.
Denard Bros. I did that all summer. That's really starting to take off.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know they was doing it all summer. I went to the championship game, but like I had just heard about it. I didn't even know they was doing it the whole summer, man.
Yeah, they did it. I think it was a total of 5 or 6 weeks. They did it once a week, like 20 players out, 4 teams, everybody guaranteed to play each other once, and then they do a single game elimination. I was at every one up until I left. So I was at like the first 3 or 4, something like that, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, the pros would come out, but as far as like the crowds, to the point where it just grew more and more. It became more of a thing where the city was coming out. So I definitely think the Narbros run is going to take off.
Yeah, man, we got to get them up here.
So, yeah, Eddie and Aubrey, you definitely
I chopped it up Eddie with them a little bit. We got to lock in a date and get them up here, man.
For sure. They doing big things for the city, which is great. The Matson Pro-Am, which is now called, for whatever reason, it's called Pro Chicago. It's another pro-am. It started kind of late this year, but the pros still come out to that. Fans come out. It's competitive. It's not, you know, just like anybody just out there. It's competitive. People, they compete every week. I didn't play in that this year because I left. The team I was supposed to play with lost in the championship game. They lost the championship game to the Gorillas. But my Chicago basketball scene was kind of my wake up moment because, you know, you playing against people who now do this for a living. They do this to protect. So they coming out.
They coming for your neck.
They coming out to kill. So that was, I mean, just from that simple aspect of just the mindset you need to have, because you getting on the court with killers. You can't come out there thinking just because it's not an official game that you can, you know, slack. Certain people can because they just like that. So
Right.
even when they not going 100%, they still better than a lot of people's 100.
Yeah.
But man,
Yep.
the summers in Chicago, man, it's definitely an eye opener. It made me lock in on what I needed to get better at as far as a player, and then it just I don't think I've been in a situation where I was like exposed, because I don't think I've guarded anybody who just dominated me on. And if they scored on me, I was always able to go back and score on them in
Right.
some
Right.
aspect or throughout the game. But it's just the physical differences as far as strength, as far as athleticism,
Mm-hmm.
the skill, footwork is
Impeccable,
crazy,
man. Impeccable.
man.
It's
And then
what's
you just talking to him, you learn how to just separate yourself, understanding that how footwork is important, how IQ plays such
man.
a major factor, and it's nothing that they're telling me is really about athleticism or skill, even though footwork plays a part into skill, but it's like it's those things that separate you. Putting
Right.
in the work, putting in all that is important too.
Yeah.
Taking care of your body, how you eat.
Facts.
I learned all that. Like a big influence to my game is a guy, he went to HF, Ty Odiasi. I
Mm-hmm.
watched him grow from what he was in high school, playing against them all in high school, to how he dominated in college, especially as a defender, to now what he's doing at the pro level. And the biggest thing I take away from him is how he take care of his body, and then after that, it's like his mindset financially, what he does with his money. So
Right.
these are just the things that I learned from being in these
From the
programs, and these was my
right. Right.
welcome to the pros moment.
Right.
So it wasn't really a moment of getting exposed, but more
That's
so a
good.
moment of learning and just getting insight on the game at the higher level.
No, man, that's also just as important too, man. Like, a lot of people, they don't have that type of, they don't have those type of people in their life too. Like sometimes, and I know it can be crazy too, like for a lot of different people, like on a professional level, because there's so many different avenues a person can get caught up in. So, when you're around people like that who are focused, locked in on what they trying to do and what they trying to accomplish, I already know that. I know that help a lot, man, because I like to say that just on multiple levels that helps. So, that's what's up. That's dope, man. And also too, so another thing I wanted to touch on too, man, was like playing overseas. What's probably the best league overseas? Because I didn't really know until recently that there was so many different leagues overseas. So what would you say is like probably the best league overseas to play in, or from your experience that you like?
EuroLeague is the best. You ask anybody that play overseas, they're gonna tell you that's the closest thing to the NBA. The EuroLeague is better than the G League.
Mm,
It's literally the closest thing to the NBA, because that's where you have the most ex-NBA players, you have the most NBA talent.
right, right.
That's it. Like the salaries are great,
If you
the
know a
arenas
few,
are beautiful.
give us a few so we can put it in perspective. Some of the players that's like over there that might be notable. And they ain't got to be like playing now, but like, for say, because like you said, a lot of ex stars go over there from the NBA. Because I know like some guys, they might go away and they'll be playing in Euro League, but because there's so many different leagues overseas, people kind of just categorize that. Oh, he's overseas. He's overseas playing.
Okay, so when you look at, let's talk about the foreign players that play. So you look at like a Timothy Miles guy.
Mm.
You look at, or you can even look at guys like Luka, guys like
They was Euro League.
These people, like, they were playing in the Euro League.
Right.
Luka
Okay.
won, and I didn't even realize this until I got overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Luka won Euro League MVP at the age of 16 years old.
That boy's an animal, man.
And when I got over here, I realized the best players that aren't in the NBA are in the Euro League. So for you to be the MVP of that league at 16
It says something.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So you just got like the guys, especially the foreign guys, they come home and they play with the top teams in their country. So you got like Timothy Miles guy, if he'd come home and play in the Euro League. You got
so is the thing,
what's my man's name?
With Giannis and all of them, are they in Euro League now? That's the one that it is, or is that something else?
So what's going on right now is it's just FIBA qualifiers. So these countries are trying to qualify for the Olympics or trying to qualify for the World Cup.
Right.
So what's going on right now is these teams are trying. If they win this, because every country doesn't make the Olympics.
Right. Okay.
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
So you got to go through qualifiers and all that. So what's going on right? That's what's going on right now.
That
But
makes
so the
sense. Okay.
EuroLeague is so right now I play in the Kosovo Super League, which is the top division in Kosovo.
Right.
And then another league we play in. I'm playing in 3 leagues this year. So one league is EuroLeague. I mean, not EuroLeague. One league is the Kosovo Super League. The next league is called the Unic League, which is just teams from Kosovo, some teams from Albania, some teams from Montenegro. There's teams in this area. They play in it's just a league. And then we play in another league called the Balkan League. Balkan League is probably gonna be the best league we play in this year. So we got a team from Ukraine, but they moved to Rome because of the war. But the team, one of the best teams in the Ukraine, they moved their team to Rome, so they playing in the Balkan League. And then you got it's 3 teams from Israel, they play in the Balkan League. You got 2 teams from Kosovo in the Balkan League. So the Balkan League is made up of teams from a bunch of different countries.
Right. No, that I got you.
And that's kind of what the EuroLeague is. But the EuroLeague is the best teams in their country play in the EuroLeague. They also play in their. So let's say we played in the EuroLeague. We will also play in Kosovo League,
but also
we
Euro
compete in the Euro. So it's like you play in your country's league, but you also play. So you got the EuroLeague, and then after the EuroLeague, you got Euro Cup, which is the league right below EuroLeague. And then after that is you got like the Champions League.
So it's a lot of basketball continuously. It's going and going.
Then you got Spain. Spain's league is a very good league. France has their top league is a very good league. Yep. And you have, like, if you play in Spain's second league is better than a lot of countries' first league. So it just
that's what's up, man.
It's a
lot of basketball. It sounds like it's a lot of basketball, but at the top, it's the Euro League that's starting it all off, and that's keeping it all legit.
That's what but it also depends on what you want out of this. If you want that NBA feel, if you want to compete at the highest level and make the most money you can, EuroLeague is where you want to go. But if you just want to because you got like Jimmy Fredette, he has a skill to play in the EuroLeague, but Jimmy Fredette went over to Asia and Japan and stuff because he want to go somewhere where they're gonna give him millions of dollars. He can average 70 points a game. And because in the EuroLeague, the leading scorer, like Mike James was first team all EuroLeague. He averaged 15 points a game. You're not going to find so many people go to the EuroLeague and put up 20 a game. That's the kind of basketball it is.
Right, different type of style of basketball that they play.
Exactly. You're going to have players in the EuroLeague that average 10 points and 6 rebounds, but they make $36,000 a month tax-free. You see what I'm saying? But if you go to Japan, if they bring you over to Japan, if you don't have 40 and 25 every game, we're not giving you this $30,000 a month.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? They're gonna give you the money. The basketball isn't gonna be as competitive and as hard, but the expectations are gonna be a lot higher over there because
they expect you to come out there.
They want you to be a superstar. That's why Jimmy Fredette, go there and he had a game where I think he had 78 points.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it.
I think Russ Smith was over there before and he had like 67 points. Like people go over there and put up crazy numbers and they getting paid crazy as well. And they can compete in the EuroLeague. It's just the EuroLeague is tougher on the body.
It's tougher.
The coaches are tougher. It's
a higher competitive level, it seems like.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
That makes sense.
It's a lot harder.
Man,
so it's
that's
what
crazy.
You're looking for.
That's crazy, man. Damn, that's what's up, though. That's dope, man. But look, man, last question here. This is the last question of the episode, man. If there is one person you could bring on the show and that you would want to listen to on the show, who would it be?
That's a good one.
And you got to help me get him, too. You can't say can't be like LeBron, but somebody we can get on here.
It has to be with sports or just in general.
Let's make it sports.
Okay. Like I said, the Denard Bros, they'd be great to have on here, or Ty Odiasi would be great to have on here because he's doing amazing, man. He's extremely proud of Ty, man. That's because I seen I seen where he went. I watched him go through his injuries. I watched him battle through it. So now he's playing in the Euro Cup,
Oh,
and
that's what's up.
and he's going to be a Euro League player if he doesn't get an opportunity for the NBA. Because if he gets opportunity for the NBA, how he plays, I believe the right opportunity, he'll stick in the NBA. But that's like that for really a lot of people. And that's another thing I learned from playing in these pro runs. It's not that these guys are necessarily they're not better than overseas players. It's just they got the opportunity and they took advantage of it. So they're very deserving of what they have. But it's like if I got an opportunity that some of these people got, and I took it, I usually have to take advantage of the opportunity, and that's what a lot of people in the league did. So that's why if I can clear that narrative that if you play overseas, for the people,
that's so false.
I don't think
that's so
athletes,
false, man.
Yeah, I don't think athletes think this, but for just the outside people,
the fans,
don't think,
it's a lot of the fans.
Somebody play overseas. Yeah, don't think just because somebody play overseas, they're not better than. And I'm not even gonna say not.
Man, it's still professional.
Don't think that they're not better than people in the NBA.
Man,
some people it's overseas players that are 10 times better than some NBA players.
That's facts.
They just NBA players got the right opportunity.
And I feel like NBA has a lot of politics. I feel like NBA has a lot of politics in it too, more so than like the overseas do. And because of that, like there are different guys who like, you know, I always say it's a difference. I'm gonna sum this up real quick too, because I know we gotta wrap up. But I think it's a huge difference into like hooper type guys, and then like the basketball player. When certain guys are just like hoop guys, that's all they want to do is just hoop. Like they don't give a damn about trying to talk to media. They don't really body. They just hoop. That's
go to the pickup run
and hoop. And I feel like it's a lot of those guys overseas, and a lot of those guys out here in general will give many NBA players hell. They will give them buckets, because those guys don't play around. And it's like when people compare and they say, oh, well, these overseas guys, they're not as good as the NBA. You got to think of all the different politics that go into the NBA. The NBA is going to overhype you no matter if you're that guy or not. Like they're gonna because they're trying to sell something. Overseas, at least from my perspective of overseas, they're not really trying to sell something like the NBA is trying to sell something. So I don't know, I feel like that has a lot to do with it. But definitely, bro, people forget overseas basketball is still professional basketball. Like people will be forgetting that, man. They got to hoop though. I think that's just what it comes down to. People got to come in and hoop, because when you just gotta hoop. You gotta hoop and you gotta watch it, because you just don't know. You just don't know until you see it and see that skill, the difference in the skill, man. It's just that simple. But hey, so you said Ty and the Denard Bros. We gotta get them up here.
Exactly. I'll do my part. I'll hit them up.
Bet. I'm on it.
See if we can make something happen.
Bet we gonna get it into play, man. But hey, I greatly appreciate you coming on, man. I enjoyed the conversation. Glad we got a chance to kick it, talk basketball, talk about your experience as well, man. So anything else you want to leave the people with before we out of here?
Man, y'all just take care of yourselves, man. Stay out the way, stay safe. You know, keep God first, man, and just, you know, love your people, man. I feel like we're in a day and age, man, where loving people is a bad thing. Ain't nothing wrong with loving people, man. If you got a girl, love her. If you got a man, love her. Love him. Love your family. Love your friends. You know, just stay to yourself. Stay out the way, and just, you know, love on your people, man. That's what's important. If there's more love, then there's less craziness, and then we can go back to, you know, having fun and just living life.
That's facts, man. That's facts. Drop the socials for us, man. Let's hear it.
Man, Instagram, Taydeuce, TAYDEUCE_. Twitter, same thing, TAYDEUCE_. Taydeuce on, you know, Instagram, Taydeuce on Twitter. And I think it's Taydeuce on TikTok. You know, especially because if you want to see me cooking, man, I love to cook. That's why I do most of my cooking there. It's Taydeuce. There's no underscores. It's Taydeuce and the number 2 on TikTok. But yeah, man, that's where I be at. Looking forward to this season, man. I feel really good about it. I feel like God has something special lined up for me. and I can't wait to see what that is. So yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me on here.
Hey, man, ain't no problem.
For having me on here.
Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. But look, man, y'all know where y'all can find me on Instagram at The Run Podcast. Be sure to follow my personal page as well at I am Manny Wilson. And from there, man, we will be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.